adjustment for him to throw the football. And what we've seen of these defensive backs here in the last couple of possessions now is they're playing much more aggressively on the receivers at the line of scrimmage, not giving them free releases, not allowing Rodgers to get the ball out quick. And it's paid off with 2 big stops now against this Packers offense.
Well, the wasted timeouts by Dallas cost him after that stop. Game clock has zeros on it. Beasley from inside the 40. And that's it for the first half of this divisional playoff game. But the Cowboys have closed the gap. Trailed by 18, now trailed by 8. The Visa halftime is coming up after this break from your local Fox station.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Looked like it was all Green Bay for a while, but Dak and Dez helped Dallas get a little momentum in this playoff contest right before the half. And they're within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion as we welcome you to Visa Halftime. You know what? This has been a first half of streaks. Cowboys score first, Green Bay 21 straight. But Terry, Dallas has racked up the last 10.
Well, what happened, what was very evident to me was the week off for a young football team showed. Green Bay on the, that's why I said I like to keep playing. I don't like a week off. It took a good beating and slapping around a little bit by Green Bay before Dallas finally woke up and started playing football.
Yeah, Terry, in their previous meeting, Dallas had a lot of success with the 3-man rush, keeping Sean Lee in the middle. You know, as a combination coverage is sometimes man, sometimes zone. But, you know, what Green Bay did, Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, they went to the open backfield. That took Sean Lee out of the middle. Now he's got to go man-to-man on Richard Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers gives him with a hard count. He's got him jumping off sides. He's got the one-on-one coverage. He looked very church off the free safety. So Sean Lee was man-to-man on Richard Rodgers. Now, one little tidbit on this. The hard count Aaron Rodgers is the best there is in the entire business. Since he's been starting, he has had the free touchdown on the hard count 13 times. No other quarterback in the league's had more than 3.
Yeah, and Dallas had early success in their first meeting, but struggling to get pressure on Rodgers early on in this football game. And we talked about it in the pregame. Jimmy mentioned the 3-man rush with the spy. They've got Durant spying here. Rodgers, with all the time in the world, puts a lot of pressure on your secondary. Allison comes down with it. Here they bring Scandrich off the edge. Cook makes the reception. One, they bring 4. They leave Cook in as an extra blocker. All kinds of time, puts so much pressure on your secondary. The rerouting. Look at Allison, goes all the way across the field on one route, reroutes all the way back across the field for the play. At the end of the game, Dallas made an adjustment before the half where they brought both DBs off both corners. They couldn't pick it up.
And Jimmy, you were on point. You said you need to have a big game from Dez Bryant. He's 4-5, 79 yards, 1 touchdown. Anytime they line him up against Gunter, one-on-one, they take advantage of that matchup. And something that we were talking about here, the Cowboys made their adjustments after the first quarter to stay into this game. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do in the second half.
And what Green Bay does to adjust to what they did at the end of the half. Yeah.
Well, Dallas may have figured something out, though, because at the end of the half, they finally got a sack on Rodgers.
Well, they're bringing pressure. They're getting away from the 3-man rush. Yeah. Even if they line up in the 3-man rush, they're bringing 4.
But now Green Bay's going to say that's how they're going to try to combat us. We're going to figure another way out. That's what halftime adjustments are for, my friend.
The chess match continues. More analysis of that game, plus a preview of tonight's AFC matchup between Kansas City and Pittsburgh when we come back with a Visa Halftime. Aaron Rodgers was on fire early on, hooking up with Richard Rodgers, part of that 21-0 run by the Packers. It's 21-13 right now at halftime of this NFC divisional playoff matchup. Now, that game is at halftime later on tonight. As most of you know, Kansas City will host the Pittsburgh Steelers in a game that was originally scheduled to take place earlier today, but because of the ice storm there in Kansas City, they moved the start time back. You can see right now, though, they're taking the tarp off the field at Arrowhead, which is where our Peter Schrager is standing by. Peter, tell us about the field conditions and the weather forecast for tonight.
Kurt, it is a perfect night for January football. No rain, no snow, 33 degrees. The reason they postponed this game was not for tonight's weather. It was for this morning's weather, where the roads were icy. They were worried that fans would have a hard time getting to the stadium, so it was just a safety precaution. They moved it to nighttime, but Kurt, it is a beautiful night for football.
Hey, Peter, this is Terry. I know they're rolling that tarp off, but it can be damp underneath and then freeze. What is the condition right now of that grass?
It's dry right now, Terry, and they actually put some underground heating under this field last year. That should play the role. I'm seeing players warm up behind me. They're not slipping. They're feeling good about it. And without the rain, they didn't have the tarp off until about 10 minutes ago. It should be fine. And Terry, I'll tell you this. We're in Arrowhead. There are a lot of terrible towels here in Kansas City right now.
They do travel well.
They really
yes,
do. All right.
Steelers do.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Moving the game back 7 hours bother you at all if you're a player?
No, actually, you kind of have your routine, but it's not that big of an adjustment for these guys, especially it's the playoffs. You can move it anywhere you want or anytime you want. Guys are going to show up. But this matchup is intriguing to me because usually it's like an offense that's really good and a defense that's not on most of these teams. These two, their offense and defense are both evenly matched, and they all play. Both of these teams are used to playing tight games. It's going to be a good one.
All right, that's later tonight. Second half of your game coming your way right after this from Dallas.
Today's excitement brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. Today's excitement brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. As we welcome you back for the start of the third quarter and now welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Troy Aikman. Well, what we see in the first half, it looked like Green Bay was going to run away and hide, but Dallas made some noise there at the end of the half.
Well, they made some adjustments, and I thought they were really good. First of all, offensively, with the Packers starting to load up against the run, they were able to take advantage of some of the one-on-one matchups with Des Bryant and create some big plays. Then on the other side of it, Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator, he started mixing up the pressures a little bit. Not always 5- and 6-man rushes, sometimes just 4, but started bringing Sean Lee and others and mixing it up, and they were successful.
It's only the 4th time the #1 seeded Dallas Cowboys have trailed at the half. The drive for Aaron Rodgers will start at the 25, and we'll send it down to Chris Myers.
And Joe, just as Troy was saying, 3 defensive adjustments for Jason Garrett and his defensive staff, blitzing more in the face of the Green Bay receivers, pressing them more at the line of scrimmage, and shadowing or spying, they call it sharking. They had Anthony Hitchens first doing that on Aaron Rodgers. They switched to Justin Durant. Those adjustments helped the defense. Offense, he said, will be fine without penalties, and as long as we can get the football back for our offense.
Yeah, well, that was a question for that Dallas defense. Can they stop Aaron Rodgers? And Rodgers has stayed hot after a frigid wild card game against the Giants last week. On first down, Rodgers skips out of trouble and throws it away, gets hit on the play and completes it to Cobb. What a throw by Aaron Rodgers on the move to Randall Cobb. Pressured by Malik Collins and good for 25.
Well, and Rodgers knew he was going to get hit by Malik Collins when he loaded up to make that throw, and it's good work by Aaron Rodgers. And look at the job that Randall Cobb does coming down that sidelines and finding an open spot for his quarterback.
There's nobody better at that than Jordy Nelson. He's a sideline master on plays like that. And Randall Cobb looked Jordy-like. What a play that was. Good start to the half. Here is a catch by Montgomery. And he gets forced out by Byron Jones, a gain of 3, and we go back to that previous play.
Well, these are the things that this Packers offense, they work on these types of things, these scramble drills, knowing that Rodgers gets out of the pocket so frequently that they've got to be able to have some rules to where they're going on the field. But Rodgers can just put the ball anywhere he wants to from really anywhere on the field, and knowing he's going to get blown up, and makes a perfect throw.
Second and 7, quick throw to Adams, and Devontae Adams breaks one tackle, tries to break another. 3rd and short coming up. Down to Aaron Andrews we go.
Well, Mike McCarthy said in order to get the momentum back here for his offense, he said they need to get into a rhythm very quickly. He said, look for us to try to run the ball. He said some of those times in field position, they were backed up, didn't help them. But he told me, Joe, I am very confident with my offense up against this Dallas Cowboys defense. Speaking of the Packers defense, Morgan Burnett is done today, guys.
It's a big loss for Green Bay defensively. Their strong safety now 3rd and 3. Rodgers throws and caught by Adams. Davante Adams for a first down inside the 30. And on 3rd and short, a gain of 14.
Yeah, you see Aaron Rodgers pointing to him, letting him know that that's a good job of working back through the ball, because Brandon Carr, although he gets turned around, that ball's contested. You know, a lot of times the receiver, you know, he doesn't anticipate that kind of contact at the time the ball's arriving, but Davante Adams does and makes a big catch to convert on 3rd down.
4 passes, no runs to start this half. And you see the lopsided play calling. 29-8 for the game for Green Bay. First down. Rodgers had to pull it down. Now he goes for Cook inside the 5. Working on Morris Claiborne, and they're going to mark Jared Cook near the 3.
Well, this is a design to where they show the wide receiver screen, but then Jared Cook, he comes off and is just running a vertical route. The pump fake, and then he throws a perfect ball to Jared Cook with Morris Claiborne, you know, in a position. And Jared Cook, when they split him out, he draws, you know, you think a lot of times safeties, corners, safeties and linebackers, he draws corners, and even when he gets them, he beats them quite frequently.
26 yards on that one to Cook from the 3. Play action. Rodgers to his right, wide open, touchdown. And it's Cook who got him down there. Mike McCarthy made the comment to us a couple of weeks ago. He said there's no stat to show how much attention a player requires. And Jared Cook is the one who fits that description. He is a mismatch waiting to happen.
Regardless of who's in coverage, and you can tell how much Aaron Rodgers likes him in the frequency that he goes to him. Now, this is a good job by Jared Cook. Great play fake by Aaron Rodgers. But Cook, then, he has to sell it as much as the quarterback does and give the impression that he's blocking. He goes to the corner and wide open.
4 touchdowns in the game for Green Bay. 2 on the ground and 2 through the air, and both are to the tight ends. First one to Richard Rodgers. This one to Jared Cook. And the Green Bay Packers open up a 15-point lead. There's a young, fresh-faced Troy Aikman and a young, fresh-faced Brett Favre.
A lot of great matchups against old number 4 and the Green Bay Packers over the years. A lot of fun. A lot of fun for me. We won a lot of those games. I don't know how much fun they had.
Lucky Whitehead thought better of trying to take it out of the end zone. Nervous time here in Texas as they watched Aaron Rodgers go right down the field yet again in what's now a 15-point game. So far this postseason across the NFL, the home teams have won every game, and for the most part quite easily. The 28 points scored today by the Green Bay Packers, the most by any road team so far this postseason. There's been only 1 possession second half. Down by 15. They hand to Zeke. And Ezekiel Elliott out across the 45. And a good start to this drive for Dallas. Good for 22.
Well, the Cowboys come in with 2 backs and 1 tight end, and Dom Capers stays with 5 defensive backs. Keith Smith, the fullback, number 41, he lead blocks. And Ezekiel Elliott just hits it right up the gut. He's trying to see. Dom Capers is trying to hold up. You know, he wants those 5 guys on the field, those defensive backs, and hoping that they can still hold up, but not that time.
Elliott again. And this time You expect the play to be over when we watch these games weekend after weekend, and Elliott's usually about 3 yards beyond where you think the play stopped. As he gets 4, it looked like there was nothing there.
Yeah, we've seen that time after time, and even in this game that he just keeps his legs going. He's a great finisher on all of these runs.
Averaging just under 6 yards a carry.
Hey, here we go. Hey, let's go chocolate. Chocolate. Let's go to 48. Go to 48. On the ball, my son.
Doug Free costs his team 5.
False start. Offense.
Doug Free, he has Julius Peppers lined up across from him, and Julius Peppers been beating people a long time in this league, and Doug Free knows. In fact, the last time these two teams met, Peppers had a sack on him in that game, and he got a little over anxious and came out of his stance early.
Only the 4th penalty on Dallas in this game. The other 3 have been very costly, and here is somehow a completion to Witten as Prescott was going down. Nick Perry and Clay Matthews were there, and let's see who's draped all over Prescott. It's Perry, and somehow Prescott finds Witten.
Perry is all over Prescott, and the reason Witten gets so open is Micah Hyde. They were in a zone coverage. Micah Hyde gets so wrapped up with Cole Beasley that he vacates his zone, and Witten gets in there behind him.
12 yards to Witten on 2nd and 11. Prescott steps into it. Williams downfield, nearly picked, and probably should have been by Kentrell Brice.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Dak Prescott from the beginning. Kentrell Brice, he was in a position to make a play, and yet Prescott still throws it up, and Brice with a golden opportunity, and that's likely a ball that Morgan Burnett catches if he's in the game.
Burnett is out. Brice in his spot and had a chance for a postseason pick.
It's been a clean game in terms of turnovers. Last time in October, 6 turnovers combined for both teams, but it's been clean here today with none.
Here's a toss to Elliott running right. Ezekiel Elliott picks up 6. Joe Thomas on the tackle. 3rd down coming up. Cowboys trying to answer that quick score on the first possession by Aaron Rodgers to start this half. Elliott out, extra receivers in, including Bryce Butler. Witten starts it in the backfield. And Prescott makes a fake and has a 1st down. Went around Clinton Dix and did a barrel roll for a fresh set of downs.
Well, Clinton Dix, he drops in because he wants to double the inside receiver, and then he's in a position also to serve as a spy, and he just is unable to make a play on Prescott once he scrambles. Puts a move on Clinton Dix and is able to pick up the 1st down.
2nd time a 3rd down conversion has been made by Dallas on a Dak Prescott run. That one for 9.
One-on-one on the bottom.
Ezekiel Elliott getting a block from Bryce Butler out on the edge. Gets 9. On Sunday, February 5th, Pepsi presents the biggest concert of the year, the Pepsi Zero Sugar Super Bowl 51 halftime show. To follow Lady Gaga on her journey to the world's biggest stage, visit PepsiHalftime.com. Impressive drive now put together by Dallas, who made that investment in picks and in dollars with that offensive line. They won only 4 games last year. That led them to the 4th overall pick, and they added number 21, Ezekiel Elliott, to take advantage of that line. This one is picked. Telegraph pass, and it's Micah Hyde. And the first turnover of the game on an interception by Dak Prescott. We'll take a break. Micah Hyde read it. He stepped in front, took it away, and has his 4th pick of the year. Micah Hyde with the play. He's got a sack in this game now, an interception. He read it. And here's another look at it.
Well, you're going to see Micah Hyde. He just jumps it. He's anticipating the throw, and he's able to beat Des Bryant, who was going to be the one responsible for blocking him. He just beats him to the punch and is able to undercut that throw.
Hand off to Montgomery, running to the right. Brought down with a gain of 1. Terrell McClain, the first one there.
You know, we see this time after time, these teams, wanting to get the ball out quick, this wide receiver screen, and that's why off of that, then you've got the play where the receiver, as we saw earlier with Jared Cook, that he takes off up the field. But that's just great anticipation and, expecting the play and being right and making a big play, as he's made a few of them now in this ball game.
There's a player down for Dallas. It's Demarcus Lawrence, who's been bothered by a bad back. He's already had one back operation, may need another. You said Troy was suspended the first 4 games of the year for violating the league's substance abuse policy, and then missed the last 3 with a bad back. After a year in which he led the team with 8 sacks, he has only 1, so a minimal impact. Got attention now over to the sideline with under 7 to go, 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 9 for Green Bay. Here's Montgomery, a little juggle as he took the handoff, and he's forced out of bounds by Sean Lee.
Yeah, I saw what you saw, Joe. Rodgers wasn't even looking at the snap. Wow. Yeah, Aaron was not even looking at the snap when the ball was coming. Never had a handle on it. I don't know how Ty Montgomery even made a play on that ball.
Well, Montgomery wasn't looking at it either.
No.
It just ended up in his lap. 3rd and 3. Low snap. Rodgers over the middle. Pass caught. Montgomery, first down. Strong tackle by Barry Church, but Ty Montgomery's got a first down. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Joe Morris Claiborne, the corner who started his first game today since week 7, is back on the sideline. He went to the locker room with bruised ribs earlier. He had that collision on that last touchdown drive with one of his own players. He had suffered a concussion earlier in the year and a groin injury, but he's questionable the rest of the way with a rib injury that is causing him a lot of pain.
Shown by that replay now, first down on a good catch by Ty Montgomery. Here's a quick one to Cobb, and there's Sean Lee playing in his first career postseason game. Didn't play in week 17. That loss at Philadelphia was off last week, and when we had a chance to meet with him Friday, he was about to levitate out of the chair. He was so fired up for this game.
In fact, he was trying to figure out how he was going to spend his next 48 hours so he didn't, exert too much energy. He was ready to play Friday.
2nd and 11. Rodgers steps through trouble. Will pull it down and reach for the first down. Aaron Rodgers doing it all. Lee on the stop, but a gain of 11.
That's such a great job by Rodgers, just knowing what he needed to do and where is it. Looks like he's got the first down, but knowing where he needed to get to pick up the first down and not sliding here and just doing all that he could to make sure he got it. Pretty good awareness on his part.
Quick throw, a little screen for Montgomery, and he runs right into Sean Lee. Young man who grew up in Pittsburgh. He's had a tough time staying healthy, but when he's healthy, he's good. The all-pro linebacker for the Cowboys in his 7th year.
Well, he goes right through T.J. Lang to make a play on this ball, and that's awfully good work. He really is an exceptional player. I know he was really disappointed that he didn't get voted into the Pro Bowl, but about a week later, all of a sudden he was announced as an all-pro linebacker. So he's a well-respected guy, and he's had a great year.
2 tackles for loss in this game for Sean Lee. Here's Montgomery right side. Big hit by Barry Church. Hitchens the first to get there, and then Church finished off Montgomery, a gain of 3. And I know we keep saying this, but you just get the sense this is a very important 3rd down coming up. Packers are 5 for 7 converting 3rd downs. They're on the edge of field goal range as it is. And Rodgers has hit on 9 straight. Rodgers throws for Adams and picked off by Heath. Gets up and rolls down the sideline. And Heath gives momentum back to Dallas. The Packers had gone 5 straight without a turnover. A rarity. A Rodgers mistake. Jeff Heath had 1 interception during the regular season. He gets 1 here. Is able to just stay in bounds as they looked at the replay after the takeaway, and the Cowboys start at their own 41, down 15. Elliott, patient. Now the burst. Flag is down, and Elliott's out of bounds. Packers believe it's against Dallas. It happened out on the edge of that run.
Holding. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty and repeat, 1st down.
It's on Doug Free there, number 68, as he comes out to kick out on Micah Hyde, and Hyde trying to peel off of that, and that's what they got called. But you can see Jeff Heath as he works to the middle of the field. Rodgers recognizes that he's got a chance to Devontae Adams if he makes a better throw and leads him more over the outside shoulder. But that ball was thrown to the inside, and it allowed Heath to work back and make a play on that ball. And Rodgers, he knew that he just didn't get the ball where he needed to. Could have been a big play. Instead, it's Cowboys the other way.
Snaps the 2nd longest streak all time. First interception for Aaron Rodgers in his last 319 pass attempts. Here's a screen for Elliott. What a nice play made by young Kenny Clark. The rookie 1st-round pick out of UCLA makes a big play on 1st down.
He sure does. He just reads it right away, and so he was then there to make a play on Elliott. Number 97 there in the middle, he's able to really just split the gap, and because he recognized that it was screen, and a young guy coming into this league, Kenny Clark, the 1st-round pick at 20 years old. He's gotten better and better, and he makes a nice play.
So after the interception, the Cowboys have gone backward after the hold. Then a loss on that screen. 2nd and 21. Pressure on Prescott. Out to his left he goes. Pass caught. Bryant looking for the sticks. Big play on 2nd and 21. He got all but 2 of them back. A gain of 19.
I don't even think that's who Prescott was trying to throw the ball to. Looked like he was trying to get the ball to Lance Dunbar, and Des Bryant just got in between them and made a play. See Dunbar coming in behind him. But it looked to me like that's where Prescott was trying to go, was to Dunbar, and then all of a sudden 88 shows up.
Under 30 seconds left, 3rd quarter, 3rd down and 2. Pass is caught, contested, but caught by Bryant. And a conversion on 3rd and 2, a gain of 10.
That's really a great catch by Des Bryant and highly contested. And yet he's able to just get physical at the point of the catch with strong hands and convert to 3rd down.
So there is hope in the seats with these fans here in Arlington. To the 4th we go back after this from your local Fox station. We start the 4th quarter with a first down for Dallas at the Green Bay 41. Here's Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is good for 5, brought down by Nick Perry. Tonight, the return of a UFC superstar. Hall of Famer BJ Penn is back in the octagon to take on Yair Rodriguez, rising young gun in the UFC. It's the legend versus the Mexican phenom. And a fight you do not want to miss. UFC Fight Night tonight on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. 2nd and 5.
One-on-one down here.
Prescott over the middle's got Williams. Terrence Williams with a first down inside the 20.
They're playing awfully soft. They bring Micah Hyde off the slot. And then you got Kentrell Bryce, who's trying to cover Terrence Williams, and just was nobody there at all. It was nobody, no underneath coverage whatsoever, and a pretty easy pitch and catch for Prescott.
Hand off to Elliott. Waits. Nothing there. And Nick Perry is in there to make the stop. Last time the Cowboys were inside the red zone, they turned it over on the interception by Micah Hyde. Only the 3rd red zone turnover for the Cowboys all season long. Now they're faced with 2nd and 8 on a drive where they need points. 8th play of the drive. In case you're wondering, in their postseason history, and it's a long postseason history, largest deficit overcome for a victory, 18 points. They trailed by 18 earlier in this game. Prescott flushed out, stops, comes back, down he goes in the arms of Perry. Playing with a club on that left hand, and he finally gets there to bring up 3rd and 14.
That was a good job by just continuing to play. It looked initially like Prescott might find a little crease and pick up a nice gain on the scramble. Perry, he really has had an excellent year and battling through that hand and just finding ways. He and Clay Matthews both playing through injuries.
Hey, God!
3rd down and 14. Prescott finds his man. The catch is made for the first down by Jason Witten. And he knew exactly how far he had to go.
Well, you see the zone coverage, and it's pretty easy stuff. I mean, you allow Jason Witten to come off the line of scrimmage, and no reroute whatsoever, nobody challenging him getting off the line, and they're playing soft in their coverage, and that was too easy. Mike McCarthy, he can't believe it.
Needed 14, got 15. And Dak on this drive, 5 for 5. End zone, touchdown, Witten. And the first career postseason touchdown for the future Hall of Famer.
Demarius Randall, he's really kind of in coverage there with Kentrell Bryce, but off the play action here, Ezekiel Elliott, and Jason Witten just gets in behind it, and easy touchdown for the Cowboys.
This to make it a one-score game again. 28-20. And Dak Prescott, the 23-year-old rookie, takes his team down the field, goes 6 for 6 on the drive. 8-point game. Witten with his first postseason touchdown. You see that bottom line. It's points off the rare Aaron Rodgers interception for Dallas. 8-point game. Michael. Not a lot of room along the sideline. The interception belonged to the 25-year-old fourth-year pro Jeff Heath. And then the vet, Jason Witten, from the rookie, Dak Prescott, closes this to an 8-point game. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 2 touchdowns, as has Dak Prescott. Quarterback rating about the same, but it's an 8-point game. Green Bay on top. Trailed early 3-0. It's been Green Bay ever since. Rodgers tripped a bit, now throws, and the pass is caught. Sliding grab by Jared Cook. What an addition he's been.
I mean, there's not many big guys that size that can make this kind of an adjustment to the ball. First of all, Rodgers stumbles coming out, but that's not an easy play to make, and yet he's able to do those kinds of things. He's been a real luxury for Aaron Rodgers this year, and a lot of, you know, you point to the early part of the year when this offense was struggling and when they started to get it going, and Jared Cook's return had a lot to do with that.
Had a high ankle sprain week 3 against Detroit, missed 6 games. Packers are 9-2 when he's been in the lineup. Big pressure by McClain here, and Rodgers has to just throw it away. Hitchens came after McClain, and Rodgers had nowhere to go with the football, so out of bounds it went.
I thought McClain might have even been a little early. He got a heck of a jump off the snap and just pushed the center, Corey Linsley, just right back into Rodgers. See, as soon as Rodgers comes around off of the play fake, he's got his center right in his lap.